A Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to the men and women of the West Virginia Trading Company, tradesmen, surveyors, scavengers. Hey, I've noticed as the new game smell of Vault 76 wore off pretty quick. A lot of us have started occupying some of our time with other games. One I've been occupying my time with is from another favorite franchise, Total War. This one's Thrones of Britannia. Came out in March. I didn't even know about it till it went on sale, which is usually when I buy games, when they go on sale. I usually don't jump on the hype train until a game's been out for a while. It can be a mistake. But anyway, a couple of you said you're fans of the franchise. A couple others of you said you kind of find it interesting. It's a little like Civilization with a real-time combat element to it. And we'll get to the turn-based part in a second here, the strategy map stuff. But this, I thought I'd show you how a turn goes in this game, maybe 2 turns. This turn is starting with a battle. My leader, King Alfred, he's the leader you start with. He's 63 now, kind of coming to the end of his reign. Was near Chester or Caster. It's pronounced Chester in another game. One of the things I like with this game, it reminds me, I don't know how many of you are old and nerdy enough to remember Avalon Hill games, but one of my favorite Avalon Hill games is this, Kingmaker. I've had it for like 42 years, and me and my son still play it every once in a while. We played it all, me and my buddies played it through college. Every once in a while you'll get enough nerdy people together to play it. It's best with multiple people because there's backstabbing just involved if you have more than 2 players. So anyway, this town, it's called Chester. It's near the Welsh and English border. One of my vassals, M-I-E-R-C-E, Mercy, I don't know how you pronounce that. They are holding the town. It was attacked by a group of English rebels, and they've been besieging it. This battle actually is starting because the garrison at Chester has come outside of the walls to attack the besiegers. My king's army happened to be just south of it. So we're here actually to help them fight a defensive battle. The battle will start without my people on the map yet. We might see a battle where you start out where you're the aggressor or the defender instead of an ally, but we'll see that in a second. So we're going to start the battle, and then my men will slowly pour onto the field.
A cavalry charge to the rear of an enemy formation can be devastating. Keep your cavalry.
Okay, I'm coming in from the south of the map. The enemy's ahead of me, so I can flank these guys. So you see my guys are starting to march onto the field.
Have arrived.
And there's the enemy. I'm going to wait till all my guys get on the map. You can hold down the space bar and see where they're going to end up. Oh, they're just marching in kind of formation.
The enemy's attacking our ally.
We'll wait till this bar down here fills up. That'll be all my guys on the field at once. There they are. Okay, so we're going to group them. You hold Control A. You group them. And then we're going to move forward. See how it just spreads them out all in one big line, which you don't want. So you go here to this. I find this to be a pretty good battle already. Well, if I can find it. Let's group everybody again. Okay, so that's going to put my archers up front. Most of my infantry is going to be in a line behind them. My cavalry will be on the flanks. It's a very good standard starting position. And look, they're already moving on me, the rebels.
Our ally has fled.
Check this out. I'm going to hold out a Control M to select just my missile guys, and I'm going to give them flaming arrows just so you can watch enemies burn. The flaming arrows do more damage against non-armored guys, less damage against armored guys. They also set fire to buildings, trees, fortifications. Hopefully you'll get to see all that, but they're moving on me pretty quick. They now who's coming? You can hold up horsemen, more horsemen. See, they got 2 horsemen on that flank. I got 2 horsemen gathering over here. My other horsemen, see, they're gathering there. Here comes more horsemen, and then up the middle, more horsemen. Axemen. You might not get to see my... Oh, look. Yeah, he might not see my missiles deploy. I have to pull them back. Put them behind these guys. Yeah, because trouble is brewing. You guys seem to be moving awful slow. Move these guys up a little. See how I drew that? Ah, look, their horsemen are coming. Ah, there goes the flaming arrows. Beautiful. They're attacking my guys. The guys that take their spearmen, that should be good. And bring these horsemen against those horsemen, those ones.
The enemy tremble before our superior numbers.
Move this horseman closer. Yeah, horse, you kind of want to...
Black Day! Our ally has been routed.
That Black Day thing, it might not be so bad. I'm hoping, I'd kind of delayed helping my vassal because...
Our general is under attack. See,
if they lose control of their town, I can
our
gain
might.
control of their town later, perhaps. So my horsemen cross those guys. Look, they're folding already. And these guys in. See where my guys are ending up. Okay. These guys could join the battle. Let's get all these guys together. Except for the... You hold down control and group a bunch of people. Let's move in. Man, this... I'm already routing these guys, it seems like. There's one horseman out to capture those guys as they flee.
From the enemy. This is shameful.
Those guys will probably get off the map, probably all of them. So my men are fleeing, it said. Yeah, that voice in the background, you get an advisor. Not really an advisor so much as a guy who shouts encouragement and stuff. Yeah, their main force is still up way up here. You see their leader. So... Okay, let's ride someone down. Put these guys down. Where are these guys? Spearmen, okay. Let's draw them together. I might group them. And then group these guys. You hold down, you just, when you have a group of guys select, you hit G and select. It makes a group out of them. Go down shift to see where your guys are scheduled to end up. So let's rebuild a line here. These horsemen can harass these guys to death. Maybe. I don't know. They're marching. Sometimes when you're attacking defeated men, your guys will show mercy. So you have to really get in there and instruct them to not show mercy. These guys forward. Where's that other? Let's group them together. This other group. Bring them forward. Some archers behind them. This is more archers. Bring them behind these guys. I see those axemen aren't putting up a... Oh yeah, they're putting up a fight. They have hurt my cavalry some. I don't know. I just want to check out my other cavalry real quick because they're scattered across the map. Okay, we can bring these guys in. Those guys over.
See, they flee before our might.
Yeah, no, those guys are already in the These archers up closer so they can actually shoot. Ah, they're putting in arrows. Excellent. Let's check my cavalry. These are those guys. It's these guys I'm checking on. Oh, they're all over the place. Okay. Everybody flee.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Yeah, they have some guys in the woods. If you guys are running, you can tell when they... That's one poor guy. Attack them. Okay. Another cavalry is not in motion. Some of these guys forward. You like to pick off stragglers. The more guys you capture, you can offer them to let them join your army. Few of them do. We're talking maybe 5%, something like that. I'm trying to select all these guys. Tighten this line. I can bring these guys in behind them. These archers in behind them. Get this cavalry in reserve. We're going to be able to envelop these guys, it looks like. They're not really moving forward. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just these three here.
Run, warriors! Our hidden units have been discovered! We're under fire!
Tighten the noose a little bit. Notice I'm being kind of defensive. That's on purpose. You recover casualties pretty well, but you lose experienced guys when you let them get killed. You'll see these marks show how experienced are. The blue, I think, is less experienced than the gold ones. Here's my king's unit. These guys, I'd ride these guys down. Wait, let's ride them down with a combination. The 3 units of cavalry against these fleeing axemen. That should take care of them. These guys are starting to flee. Let's hunt them down. But what about these fiery arrows, you say? You're right, I need to turn off the fiery arrows before I send too many guys in. And collect. I could just... Oh, some of them are out of ammo. I'm going to turn them to like melee mode. Now they'll stop shooting arrows. Oh, look, guys are fleeing this way. Well, let's go after their general. Well, let's cut them this way. I know I'm letting some fleeing guys get away. I send these... Where the hell did they go? They're way over here. My cavalry, some of my cavalry's idle. Beautiful. Send them to... Oh, these guys are not getting far. Oh, these are the guys I was looking for. Yeah, looks like it. Let's keep the other... There's another cavalry lying about. Let them hold city. Where's my king? Here he is. Pretty thoroughly. He's still firing flaming arrows, missiles. Groove. You put him into. You will shoot your own guys by accident, which obviously is not a desirable thing. I need to send some cavalry after these other guys. Yeah, pretty much at this point, the battle's over. I think it even says end battle. I can quit if I want. I like to ride them all down. Those guys have gotten off. Deal here. Instead of going straight at them, we're going to ride out in front of where they're headed. These guys are going to ride them down.
Hold on them! Swordsman!
These are not... No, where are the cavalry? If you lose track, you can always hit Control-C. Select cavalry, and there they all are. These guys are idle. Get them out in front of the fleeing guys. These guys are idle.
Ride the horses! Thanes! Take your seats! Bring them down! Spearmen! Quick march!
Oh, they passed right over those guys without injuring them. But now they're turning because they realize
Enemies beware!
they're screwed. These swordsmen have caught up to those guys. Haha, that guy. He's gone. Bring in front here.
Horsemen! Horsemen! We will prevail!
Just gathering up prisoners, going to give them a chance to join my team. You can see on this large map if there's any other white dots out there, that's other fleeing enemies, and there are none. Just finish off this last guy, the battle will end. That's kind of cockeyed, isn't it? There. Alright, decisive victory. Hey, this is, I'm playing easy mode with the strongest starting army, so everything's going to go pretty much my way. I just wanted to show you the mechanics of it. It can be a lot more difficult. Yeah, here, that was the defender, my ally. He deployed. Man, he got battered. Look at that. I wonder if I'll end up taking over the town. I think he'll get to keep it. Then I sent in my guys, lost a few, and they got 81 guys off of the field. That probably broke their army. They killed a bunch of guys, but it was mostly their guys. Yeah. Okay, so then you go continue. And this also show you how your units will not... These bowmen took the worst beating of all my guys for some reason. And their guys got pretty thoroughly thrashed, obviously. Then... here's where you can decide. I can ransom those guys back to the enemy, which I don't know why I would do that. Other than for money. You get a lot of money, but I'm making... We're on the kind of the campaign map now. You can see you can't see really, you don't have anything to reference, but I'm making decent money, take my word for it. You can take on new warriors, or you can execute everybody. I give them a chance. I don't know if you can see that, but only 4% of them will join my army, so out of 269, I'm going to get 8, 9, 10 guys, maybe 11 if I'm lucky. So go ahead and get those guys. They'll replenish my units. They will also reduce my overall experience a little because they've never fought on my side. Now we're on to the turn, the change of turn map. Right now it's showing the movement that my people can be aware of. This guys that were just moving by sea is Northumbria. I'm not enemies with them yet, but I soon will be. We'll get to that in a second. Those are some Welsh warriors I'm at war with. Okay, then after the enemies get their turn, you'll get these little events. Aw, poor little Oswald passed away at the age of 5. He was one of my grandsons, not my grandsons, but, you know, Alfred's grandsons. And then you'll see you have different guys. Some of them are generals, some of them are governors, and some of them are just like family members. They're called statesmen who... They're family members who are neither generals nor governors. You haven't given them a job yet. I've been tending to create armies just to give my sons jobs. So this tells you different traits they've picked up along the way. Left for Dead's kind of bad. Open-minded's generally a good thing. Confessed is this man is happier knowing that God has forgiven his many sins. So that improves his morale of his armies. Yeah, he's a... Oh, this guy's a general. Alfred, I think, he might be a general too. He must have had a tough time. Okay, so you look at the traits thing. This is kind of how a turn generally starts when it doesn't start with a battle. First, you see the other guys move. Then you get these notifications. Then what I do is look at these notifications, the event messages. And what I'm mostly looking at, okay, this is not one of the things I'm mostly looking at, but this will show you I've just developed campaign planning. That's a technology. I got a new technology to do here, so let's do that now. There's 2 big tech trees, military, and then civic. And then within that, it breaks down to various things. I can't do community things yet because I haven't built a big monastery, but I can do a little bit of everything else. Industry's kind of lagging behind the other civic ones. Road networks, plus 25 campaign movement. That's probably what I'll do. My military ones, you'll see, are pretty far along. Archers, I rammed almost to the top. The top, basically, they replenish quicker, but it costs more to keep them up. Because I'm playing easy mode with the strongest army, that's just a waste of time and money. So I don't want to do that one probably ever in this campaign. And these other ones are pretty far along, so I'm going to go with the civic one, because terrain speed, terrain movement is really helpful if you can move quick. So we pick that technology. You'll see it's now the technology I'm researching. Get out of there. Another thing that came up this turn, you'll have different decrees you can issue. And they basically come in 4 flavors. And to pass a decree, you reduce your leader's influence a little. Your influence can go up to 10. Mine's, guys, is way over 10 at this point, so it doesn't really hurt me to do that in terms of issuing a decree. It does cost money to do it. You can lower taxes, which I'm not making money as fast as I want to, so I'm not going to do that. This just kind of increases everybody's allegiance and reduces the tensions that are caused when there are some territories where it might be divided up into 3 or 4 different provinces, and if you hold some provinces and an ally or a vassal or a enemy holds other provinces, that creates allegiance tensions among the people, so that reduces that tension. This speeds up research time, and also helps you build scribe buildings, which I haven't even encountered those yet. So and it only lasts for 3 turns, whereas this lasts for 10. So I'm going to go ahead and do this decree. You get these little animations or cut screens. So I've enacted some new laws. It's reduced my influence a little, but it's made people generally happier. So that's good. Okay, those alerts out of the way. There's these other alerts down here. My little face is covering some of them. This shows the year and stuff. This is where you change turns. But skills available. This one is your guys develop, or as they, I'm trying to say, as they achieve certain things, they will get the chance to add to their followers. I'm going to do Tonbert first. He's one of my sons. He is a governor. So the main thing I want to give him is scribe, but not if he's disloyal. This loyalty chart here, if they're at 5 or under, I give him a priest. If it's above that, I give them a scribe. There's other things you can give them too, but these are the main ones early in their careers. So give them a scribe. That's going to make him a little bit more effective of a governor and increase the income in his territory. So that one's good. Edmund, I think he's another one of my sons. Alfred's sons, that is. He's already a great governor. Very zealous. And he's also got some command experience, so he's a real good one. He also controls one of my better territories. It's loyal as hell. Let's give him another scribe. That'll increase income and his... Well, you know, I almost don't even know if I want to increase his governance because he's already so great. It's kind of a waste at that point. Champion will give him more guys in his unit if he's ever in a fight, which governors seldom are unless their town gets attacked. Them and their town guard will come out and join the fight. So yeah, let's give him a champion. He's a great guy. How old is he? 43? He's young yet for one of my governors. Okay, so I've checked the guys who've advanced. I've checked those. Low loyalty just shows you guys who aren't as loyal as maybe they ought to be. Ostrid is, look at him. Which one is he? He's one of the family members. Statesman. Ostrid. He doesn't have a job yet. He doesn't have any estates. I think he just turned 16 and he's already pissing and moaning. But might deal with him later. Might have to give him a army to give him something to occupy his time. I can't give him that's something you'll see here. Okay, so I've done that. I've checked his loyalty. Okay, fine. Oh, there's still skills available? Did I not do Edmund? Edmund's a governor. He's doing great. Oh, I thought I gave him... I thought we already saw him, but... Okay, now this is a guy. Look how loyal he is. He's going to get another... He doesn't need a priest. He's already a great governor. So this is the one I think I meant to give a champion in the first place. Or there was 2. Low public order shows towns that are bordering rebellion. That makes sense because I just took this town. I think my son might be getting home. The dog jumped out of his chair. Okay, so we're done with that. The next thing I check is the event messages, and what I'm looking at here mostly is completed construction. So I don't have each of your territories. You could have different construction projects going on. And I'm kind of set up where there's each province has some kind of project going on, so I don't have to check every province every turn. Just when a construction job is completed, I can go look at that province, click on it, and see what other projects I might want to do. They're fairly loyal. They're low on food, but that's not so bad. Look, overall, I've got tons. See that marker? Tons of food. So I don't really need more food. But they've already have the biggest palace they can build. They already have the biggest granary they can build, biggest market they can build, biggest fighting arena they can build, biggest local militia, the garrison they can build. Could build a bigger church. It would cost 4,000. I could build nothing there. That's like a pottery kiln. That's a foundry. It's as big as it can get. That's as big as it can get. This town's about as big as it can get. Let's build them a church. Yeah, that's the only construction completed this turn, so I'm pretty low on funds, but it doesn't matter. I don't have to build anything else. That's good too. Okay, so I've checked that. Got them building something. Now we're going to move on to checking my armies. This is kind of the fun part of the turn. Okay, it didn't break the siege. They're still besieging it. Like I said, strategically, I might like to let it fall, and then when my vassal loses control of it, I can step in and take over. But I've been kind of hemming and hawing to even get here. But yeah, this is Alfred. You'll see his army is up here. Here's the little map of England. Let me show you the bigger map, strategic map. It's on tab. Back up a little bit. Let's see, the dark red is my territories. You start out down around here with, they're a vassal. There's a couple of vassals here. One rebelled. One's lost most of his territory. There's a couple of vassals here. One's held steady, Kent. This other one here that's all they got left. This town's in rebellion. I kind of gobbled up a couple of their territories because they lost control. Same up here, Merce, however you say that. They used to be basically here. They conquered some territory in Wales. And then Northumbria came down. I was at war with Northumbria to help defend them, but I never got my guys up there in time, and they lost much of their territory. Now they're just a shattered collection of provinces and territories. But so my king's up here. He had kind of swept through and conquered most of Wales. This is a enemy state. That's a vassal state. Haven't really dealt with them. I think they're an English, or not English. That's an Irish kingdom has occupied this island, which I think I know is Carisbrooke from Kingmaker. And this Isle of Man, they control that too. That used to be an independent lordling there. Okay, so that's the campaign map. And then you can see Northumbria. They start out up here somewhere, and they've spilled up into Scotland, and they've spilled down into southern England. So they're going to be my main rivals, and then I might end up being at rivalry with these Irishmen too. There's another Irish group that isn't doing too bad. There's about 4 main kings left, plus Vikings, which will raid occasionally. They seldom try to take territory, but you have to commit armies to holding them back. Yeah, let me show you something real quick, just so you can see. You can take off different filters. Let me remove the settlements and the resources, so you can just see what the armies are that are left. I know of my ally has an army here. There's my king's army up there. There's that siege. This is one of my generals. He's basically here to, eventually we're going to start war with Northumbria, and he's up here to help with that. So is this army. This army's here basically to defend this area from Vikings or rebels. Same with this army. That's like London about there. So he's there. Then this army just defeated some rebels down here, and I'll probably keep him in this area, general area, again in defensive posture. So I got 1, 2, 3, 3 basic defensive armies. 2 armies that are about to become offensive when I launch this war, but I want to settle this issue and this issue before I start war with Northumbria. Then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe just 4 armies. I might hold him back. Oh, that's the heir apparent. I might throw him forward and hold him back, but hold one army back to help defend Wales while these other 4 armies take part in the attack on Northumbria. But that's a few turns away. Right now we're going to move on to this turn. We're going to look at our army. So again, Alfred, he's outside of here. The honorable thing to do, which I'll do, would be to attack. Okay, that shows, look, they only have 247 guys left, the defenders. This is my guys, their guys. I'll battle this lopsided, not even going to go to the battle map. I'm going to go to the auto resolve. And you can pick strategies, aggressive, normal, or defensive. I'm going to go defensive. I'm going to, there's fewer casualties that way, and these guys are so small I'll probably wipe them out anyway. Ooh, I don't know if you saw that beheading animation, but I paid an extra $3 for that. Okay, so then this is the resolution thing. Captured 17 other guys. Yeah, they have no one left because that army was wiped out. I'll offer to let them join my side. I might get 1 or 2 guys out of it.
We will do our utmost.
Okay, so that enemy's killed in battle. Rebel army, he's gone. Can the king do anything else? He's still got a bunch of movement points left. Okay, now when you move, if you don't use your full movement allowance, there's a couple other things you can do. You can go into a fortified stance, which protects your guys from attrition from the environment, you know, storms and falling into bogs and that kind of thing. There's some other benefits there, but for the English, or at least for this faction of the English, another benefit is they gain experience, probably from drilling and that, just from being in a camp. You can also, and you can only set up a camp if you've used less than half of your movement allowance. So he could do that now. If you've used less than 3/4 of your movement allowance, you can also pillage an area. This area is controlled by my vassal, so I don't want to pillage. That wouldn't be nice. I'm going to move. If I want to attack that town, I'd have to come across here. So, and if I want to attack that town, same story. And I'm going to want to attack one of those towns. So I'm going to move about a little less than half my allowance.
Let us advance.
And I think your guys will replenish quicker when you're in camp too. So we drop him in a camp. Go to the next army. This is Edward, the heir. A little silver crown indicates he's the heir. He's besieging this town. I want to wait till they start running out of supplies before I attack. I'm missing out on something here because I haven't finished 4 siege battles where I actually batter down the gates and climb the walls and kill them that way, because you lose a lot more guys when you do that. But yeah, let's do that because I want to do it, because if I get a 5th siege battle, I'll be unlock the, check this out, under technologies where we just were. See, siege warfare, I cannot do that yet, and I can't do recruitment yet. I have to get warrior society before I can do that. That must be, there it is. Oh, that's an incentive. I'm going to start build up the melee route. But right now, look at this, siege warfare. I cannot progress in my knowledge of siege warfare because I haven't won 5 siege battles. I've won 4. I don't want to do it here because watch. Okay, if I go to do it,
We will prevail.
they got 1,600 guys. I got 2,400 guys. I mean, I outnumber them, but not overwhelmingly as I generally prefer. But hey, let's do it. I want to unlock that. I want to show you guys a siege battle. This kind of worked out good. So we don't want to auto-resolve it. We want to fight manually. Twist up a smoke while this is loading. Takes a little bit. Okay, so there's an layout of what the battle is going to look like. What their towns that part in red. I can set up my guys anywhere outside the red. You can even put your guys on ships. You notice in the north that looks like an option. I love the ship battles in Empire Total War. This is, I don't like it as much here because the only ship battles I've been in have been against Vikings, and those are campaigns I had to start over because I lost everything. The Vikings are better at ship-to-ship combat than the English, or at least when I lead the English against AI units. Still waiting for that to load. It'll take a while. Might even fast forward past this part. Here we go. He seems to be a very foolish man and very wretched, who will not increase his understanding while he is in the world. Alfred the Great. Yeah, I get all my best history quotes from Total War games. My favorite one is, God, from Empire, and it was some English guy, can't think of his name, but he said, "There's nothing half so melancholy as a battle lost as a battle won." You know, it's like when you win, you think of all the guys that lost getting you there. And it is. It's kind of sadder in a way when you win. Alright, now we get to start battle. Because I'm the aggressor, I can try, excuse me, try to wait a few hours for the weather to clear up. Or if I want the weather to be bad, say I don't have archers and they do, I want the weather to be bad, I generally go in with lots of archers. So, excuse me, there's no adverse effects. So, I'm going to go ahead and start deployment. Okay, here we go. So for the previous few turns I've been building siege equipment and it's all in place. Let me just select all my guys real quick.
Making ready.
You see how they're set up. Horsemen out here.
Battle awaits us.
So I'm going to start the battle. Then I'm going to start. Well, let's get some guys selected first. I want to select all the siege towers. So you hold down you click on them, and then after you've clicked on one, you can hold down Control. And the battering rams. I have 2 battering rams because it's possible to build one. And if they have fire arrows, they can destroy them. So it's not bad to have a backup. So I got those guys selected, and I'm going to put them in a group. These are the guys with my siege equipment. Okay, then all the other infantry. Control I for infantry. And then deselect these guys. These are my 3 guys without siege towers and battering rams. So put them in a group. Control M. I'm going to put my missile guys in a group. And then my horse. Control C. There's the cavalry in a group. It doesn't move them, it just groups them. And I'm going to select. There's only one over here. Well, look at this too. There's like a river here. So there's not much I can do on that side. So I'll just leave him there. Where's my other horse? Here's one. Okay, well, let's put these guys in a group. And these other 2 guys. That guy's. I'll put them here, just in case something comes up that way. I doubt that's going to happen. Okay, so now that my guys are in different groups, the main group is these guys. Well, I don't know what to say there. I mean, they were going to attack the walls. But I might want to send my archers forward with flaming arrows to just be a deterrent while
his loss will be keenly felt amongst his remaining troops.
move these guys forward. This guy's got the longest way to go. You can select him and then there, he can attack that wall. These guys can batter down the gates. These guys will attack that wall. These guys will attack that stretch of wall. If you double up, this guy would stop moving, and he keeps moving, so we're good. You usually want to send 2 towers at the same section of wall. You're good. Where's this guy? Okay, there we are. One more tower, guys. Skip the battering ram.
They flee before our might.
Yeah. I'll just bring these guys up in reserve in case the other guys get knocked out somehow. Okay, then King leads the guys without towers, and they'll pull up here behind my archers. So yeah, the archers are at work shooting and stuff. These guys aren't throwing a bunch of defense. I don't see. Oh, those poor guys. Okay, cavalry groups. Once I get through the... One of the reasons for battering into the gates is your cavalry can't climb walls because horses can't use the towers, obviously. So get them in line back here to rush through the gates. When you take a town, there's all these control points you want to take control of, and then the center of town. Some bigger towns might have a couple city centers. I'm not sure what effect that has. If you just take the city center, eventually you'll win the game. I think sometimes you'll have like allies on the field, so maybe controlling more of these strategic capture points till 2 controls the town at the end of the battle. And plus, I guess there is a battle clock. I think you could have it set fairly low. I have mine set at an hour, and battles never taken any more than 15, 20 minutes. See if my archers can... Some of my archers, they're all busy shooting people. But they've started getting guys on the walls. I'm starting to get guys to their walls.
It's a rout! Our warriors flee the battle!
This is our warriors fleeing the battle. Okay, these guys have hit the wall. These guys are battering the gates. My guys are starting to pour onto the wall. We're going to put them here. I want to take control of the gates, because if they have control of this little gatehouse, they'll pour boiling oil or whatever on your dudes. Which obviously is not
Gates have been destroyed!
They just need to start the attack. These guys can attack these guys. These guys attack these guys. Gate down? Yes. Their guys are running. I don't have to worry about boiling oil, I don't think. Let's get these guys, throw these guys at these swordsmen. These are spearmen, so these are the guys you want to throw against guys to slow them down. I'm going to drop the siege equipment. Oh look, I am getting boiling oil poured on me.
The battle is turning in our favor. See, they flee before our might.
Oh, these guys are still crawling forward. These guys to get up to the door. These guys have started to hit the walls. Oh, look, there's like slopes here. They're really easy to attack downhill with these other guys. Ooh, something happened. The leader of that group fell. Take down these guys. These guys are inactive. Aha. Move against those guys. I can't. I want to slow them down. Who else is not active? Oh, my whole king's army is hanging out. Getting closer.
Hold the double.
Okay, you're gonna send these guys up to that capture point. These guys. He's helped killing some swordsmen. There are these guys against that swordsman group too. Oh, look. Once you get those guys.
Our men have turned tail and run! The cowards!
Let's get these guys up on the wall. wall.
Together now, I'm the wall.
Some of them are still firing. I'll leave them do their work. Okay, let's go through the guys. Okay, these guys are being fired on. I'm not seeing that they're fighting. Let's go with that. These guys are being fired on. Is that the same guys? They're being fired on. Oh, by this tower. Okay, see, I need to control this tower. I need to get here. I kind of misplaced those gentlemen. These guys.
Our men have rallied.
That's good. Men of rally. I sent him in behind. These guys are being fired upon and
We
not
have
doing
captured
anything.
the gates.
Where's it? Hold down shift to see. I got some guys going there. I also see these guys here.
Hold back. On the double.
See, they flee before our
These guys are look like they're trying to press forward. I need to get these guys behind these guys. As you can see, you can notice the red bars by my guys.
been routed. They are leaving the field.
You lose a lot of guys in the siege battle. It's for the greater good. Okay, I'm gonna send my king around to take out this tower.
Pound the earth.
Part of his unit to take that tower. And the other guys, I should have double clicked. Scroll further. You can pause the battle. You don't have to do everything real time like
Men have
this.
turned tail and run. The cowards.
Those guys forward. Get a horse. Gate's not exactly cleared, is it? We're driving them off. Ooh, that's a big group. 82 guys.
Our men have rallied. Together now, I'm the wall.
I think most of the guys at the gate are my guys. Let's do a tour. Okay, these guys have captured that point. Let's move on to this point. See, I've achieved victory. I could stop here. And unlike a field battle where you kind of want to scoop up bad guys, you know, so you can capture them and hold it for ransom. That doesn't really happen in a siege battle. So there isn't as much point to continuing the fight in a siege battle. How about that? Let's just do it. Okay, here's the city center. I thought you had to control it to win the battle, but apparently just crushing their army is enough, which makes sense. So this guy way up here. There's probably easier ways to move around on the map, but I just kind of push at the frames of the monitor. Push out these guys. Forget where I've got guys going. Okay, let's go to this choke point or whatever. What's next? You guys. Huh, they're running. Man, look, they're broken. There's only 32 of them left out of, what, maybe 180 guys to start with. The gate's still not clear. You still got guys fighting.
Battle awaits us. Wipe them out. To battle. Run, warriors. Bring
One group of guys. Two groups. Three? There's a few groups of guys left.
awaiting
Part of that
orders.
fight. Okay, that guy paused in the yard. I think I had somebody going on the city center already. So let's send this guy. I had somebody. Oh, looks like the king got preoccupied. Send him here. What the king was going to go there, but he's obviously tied up doing something else. That guy's in the thick of battle. There's only one other guy's left. That shouldn't take that long. Oh, which guy was that? This guy now. Okay, let's see the bowman here.
The enemy is moving.
There we go. I just like to see where they're going to line up. So these guys to take this gate.
We won.
Drive the horses!
Horses a little closer.
Victory! Ride hard! Ride to victory! Archers!
So these guys are in these far-flung areas if they can get through.
Come on, lads. Let's take this town.
These horsemen. Yeah, if I don't double-click, it doesn't jolt to their position. These guys here. Show me how they're going to line up. Come on, let me see. There we go. They just have to be some of them. Oh, shit. Double clicked. I'll clear the fuck over here.
We're taking fire!
Okay, I can send one to this tower. Alright, let's do this one first. And this one. Oh! Probably. Alright, yeah, you'll see I've lost like a third of my guys, maybe. Yeah, just about a third. Usually, again, I'm playing easy mode, strongest starting position. I usually lose like 10%, not a third of my guys. But there was, again, strategic reasons to do that. That's going to unlock the siege. Oh, look, I'm paused. There's no... phone massage. I think it unpaused. Sorry, it was paused for a while. I was yammering away, and the game was paused. Okay, so the battle's over. No, the game wasn't paused, but the recording was paused. But anyway, battle's over. I don't know if I already said this. I know I already said it, but did you hear it is the question. But I lost about a third of my guys, as I predicted. Again, I'm playing easy mode. Strongest starting position, West Sax under... Oh, this is his son, Edward, but... You know what I'm saying? Strongest position, easy mode. Usually I only lose like 10, 50% of my guys. I lost a third. But wiped them out. And again, there were strategic reasons to do that. Now I've unlocked the siege technology tree, which will be fun. You get different siege equipment and shit you can build, I'm sure. Here's again the battle results. I captured 261 guys. I don't get a chance to ransom them or ask them to... They want to work with me because it was a siege rather than a field battle. So, take that off. I have a choice of occupying the town or sacking it. If it had been another player's previously, you have an option of returning it to the other guy, which sometimes, diplomatic reasons, you might want to do that. So I'm going to occupy the town.
Without fail!
Beautiful. Okay. Now, his army straggles off in that direction. Do I have enough gas to hunt him down?
All forces in good order.
No. Pretty exhausted. I could try, but see the red arrow. I can't even move on him this turn.
We cannot.
So you stay there. You'll see there. That's how many guys are left in these damage groups. And then that's how much they'll regain this turn. So that's that. Yeah. Here's your leader's bodyguard. Then you'll have some spearmen, some swordsmen or axemen, some archers, and then some cavalry. Different qualities of each one. The archers and some of the early spearmen, especially like feared spearmen, some of the early swordsmen too, but all of your archers, militia feared archers, and some of your early horsemen, scout horsemen, are actually peasants, and you have so many peasants you can have in your army before it's too many. Because I'm at war, it doubles my usual limit. My limit should be 61, roughly. Yeah, 61. And I have 78. I don't really want any more because if, God forbid, peace should break out, it'll cause social tension if I have too many, basically, peasants and serfs in my army. So, don't want any more of them. But again, a lot of times for spearmen and archers, you have to rely on peasants. Okay, now that battle completed, I want to look at something. I've captured that town. There's some buildings damaged in that town, and I can see which ones from here and how much it would cost. That would cost 175 to repair, and I have 2175. So let's repair their port. This would cost 73 to repair. Still good. Let's do it. This one would cost 176 repair. Let's do it. As soon as you can repair their stuff, even if you don't necessarily need it, it helps the people settle into being your subjects. You know, they see you taking care of shit. Okay, low loyalty. I always look at this. This is Osred. It's my, you can see him on the family tree here. There's me. Not me, but Alfred. Osred is my 16-year-old bratty son, whose loyalty is affected by various things. You can see it by clicking on his details. Real quick. Base influence, and then... I don't know why he's disloyal. Maybe it's under his personality. Nothing here really affects loyalty. Maybe just because he's the king's son, he doesn't have his own little army, and I'm not gonna have funds to give him his own army this turn, so he's just gonna have to cool his heels. Okay, let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. Okay, so that's fine. Public order in Huissier is low, and it's because I only control one. Well, I don't control the main town of this area. That's my vassal. So there's not much I can do to improve order. In fact, even upgrading their lead veins to a lead mine would add to public disorder. I don't know if you can see that the far left there. Say that would increase public disorder. Oop, sorry, that shows you more detail of the tech tree for that thing. Now that wouldn't increase disorder. Doesn't really help increase order, but increase income. You think that would help people's attitudes? And I got barely enough money to do that, so let's do that. Okay, so I've done that. Now, usually my next thing, I'll look up here, see if there's anything highlighted for action. There's not. So look under events. The main thing I'm looking here is for construction completed. Oh, I think I've already taken care of this. Let me look at that. I'm already building something new in the province of Northampton. Yes, I'm building a cathedral. Good. Okay, so I don't have to worry about anything here. Now I look at my armies. This is the fun part again. Oh, I feel like I've said that earlier. I might be coming back around on my army after a battle. Or my armies after a battle. Okay, yeah, so Edward's, he's camped out. Getting poised. Again, we're going to attack Northumbria in a few turns. Edward, I think this is the battle I just waged. Yep, took that town. I can't go any further after that guy. Alfred the Wildhawks. Again, they're here encamped to gain experience, and they're mainly here to defend this area. I can unencamp them, and they can move around if I wanted them to. But they cover the area pretty well. And don't forget, I have another army just south of them to cover. And well, I might be able to see what they cover. Yeah, they don't quite reach up to that area. Oh, because they're in camp mode. Let me get them out of camp mode. Yeah, so yeah, the areas are pretty well covered. So put these guys back in camp. I think they get experience from, like, while they're in camp, they're probably drilling and, you know, doing PT and that kind of thing. Okay, and then this other army, it's moving forward to help out here. When the king's son had attacked, it's forged an allegiance and a vassalage with this Welsh province, because I wanted to take over this Welsh province, because to get a small scale, what's the victory conditions? Hold on. That's not victory conditions, that's decrees. Victory conditions are here. I've already achieved a short conquest victory under Edward. Under his son, I hope to get a short fame victory. I've met the criteria, other than there's things I have to build, and one of them is a Cathedral of St. Dewi, and the only place you can do that is in this town. So I've taken over this town. Someday, this is right now it's just the Abbey, and I need to, oh no, it's the Abbey? Okay, oh, I wonder, I think Abbey Church, let's get the building browser for this, hold on. Building browser. Okay, church. Okay, village church. Yeah, see, I want to build the Cathedral of St. Dewi. So to do that, I need another 4,200 to get the Abbey, and then eventually a cathedral. So that's going to take a few turns, several, like a dozen, 20 maybe, to get there. Plus, I have to have enough money to get started. So that's not going to happen for a while. All right, back to my armies. These guys are watching the Norwich area. These guys are watching the London area. These guys... Oh, yeah. That's why I was talking about that. Yeah, in attacking them, it launched one of their armies out, and it's attacked a couple of my towns. So I'm besieging them here, and I want to send this army in to kind of back them up. It's going to move my full allowance. I want to get him there. Probably not a big hurry, but I kind of want to get it moving. My next army is Edgar. He's the guy defending kind of the Cornwall area. He's encamped right now. If I unencamp him,
Stand down for now.
you can see where he can move. But yeah, he's got this area pretty well covered. Basically, he's there in case Vikings attack, and also help defend my vassal here and exploit any weaknesses my vassal might display. Like if he loses his town, I can sweep in and take it. It's kind of better to control a town than have a vassal controlling it, but just in the interest of keeping peace, you don't want to just attack them. Plus the other vassals will be wary of you if you're going around attacking your other vassals, you know. Alright, so this army... okay, this is a fairly new army. Your armies could have up to 20 guys. I'm not going to be able to build anymore this turn. He only has 7. I do want to kind of move him into position. I'll check this out. There's a rebellion here. These guys are not allies. If I try to move into their territory, it pisses them off. But these guys are my vassals, so I can move into that territory. But it would piss off these guys a little crossing there. So I'm going to come down here. And I know eventually I'm going to fight them, but I don't want to piss them off till I'm ready to fight them, you know. Okay, so move in there. Look, a little Stonehenge going on. This is where I can... Oh, look, I've moved too far to go into camp mode, so I might as well press on to this road. It's a little safer than being in the woods.
God marches with us.
Yeah, in some wooded areas and swampy areas, you will lose guys, hundreds of guys a turn if you don't encamp them or get them on a road. Okay, so I've moved all my armies. Can't spend any more money. I do like to check under the family tree area. We've been here a couple times. But you can also look at your governors and estates. You can assign governors to provinces, but you only have so many governors. And I'd used mine all up down here. So I guess I have to wait for them to die off, and then when I reassign them, I might put them in these other areas, which I would think, you know, now this area was long, one of my areas, but my nephew, or Alfred's nephew, was the heir apparent, but when Edward came of age, I named him my heir, being the son, and that made my nephew revolt. He took over his area. I defeated him, but now his area doesn't have a governor because he'd been the governor, and now he's dead. So I get, as my governors die off, I can maybe move them to more hot spots, you know, because they do help keep peace in an area. But I don't really have an opportunity to do that now that I know of. I don't think you can just kick a guy out of the government. Well, look, it says you can kick him out. But I hesitate to kick a guy out. I think it's going to piss him off just to move him somewhere else. And a lot of my governors are in their 60s, so I'm just going to wait for them to die off. But the real reason I'm looking here is the estates tab, because you can give estates to your guys to increase their loyalty to your generals and governors and family members, statesmen, you know, on family members who are otherwise not governors or generals are just called statesmen. But you give them these estates. You give them estates that you control to help win their allegiance. I only have 3 estates that I liked. He started with 3, not these same 3, but I like to keep them at 3 and just give away new estates. So I won't be giving away estates. So that's the end of that turn. So you click on the hourglass thing. Then we'll see the end turn stuff. If anything cool happens, we'll do it. I just want to show you how a turn goes. Like I said, I know a lot of you have expressed that you like Total War games. This is like a Total War Sagas game. It's a little smaller scale. It's just Britain, you know, instead of all of, you know, Europe and West Asia and North Africa. It's a more select, smaller map. But again, it's reminiscent for me of Kingmaker, so I like it. And it's got the whole mechanic of Total War. Once you figure out, it took me a couple attempted run-throughs to remember where to find the strategy map or even how to use it. I haven't played Empire Total War in a long time. I never played the Warhammer ones. They don't interest me. And to be honest, the Rome ones and the Shogun didn't interest me. And then the new one coming out in March, I think, is based in China. That I don't have any affinity with any of those histories, like Rome, Japan, China. I just don't know anything about them, so I'm not that interested. But I might play the Chinese one when it comes out in spring. I need to find a game to mix in with my 76 playtime, because I do like the single player feel, you know, just being by yourself playing a game. All right, so here's the end of the turn. Someone's offering a declaration of friendship, and it is this guy here. By the name Visa Fjord, I'm guessing there's some kind of Vikings. So I'm not gonna, and I don't see any reason to befriend this guy anyway. So screw that. I'm gonna cancel. You could like up the ante, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna screw it.
It seems we could not agree.
We will serve well.
All right. Well, there was the end of that turn. I might cut it off here. So I want to just say goodbye and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody with the West Virginia Trading Company. It was tough getting here. I know a lot of us don't find the game as engaging as we wanted to. I'm a little pissed at Bethesda right now, just the way all this has gone down. But it's still a fun game. I hope to see you guys in it. If you run into me, hunt me up. I got a lot of, especially if you've got a newer character, I have tons of extra plans that I can't use. I'm carrying around about 7 pounds worth of plans. That might give you a jump start on an early character. But in case I don't stop recording, let's just do another turn, see what that looks like. Oh, cheers. Happy New Year. This is some Christmas tequila. Some Christmas coffee. Cheers to those of you We're watching this in the morning. Or just try to stay up late and drink an extra caffeine. Okay, so the next turn, I see some traits. They all look pretty good. Hospital fervent. Ah, that reduces corruption. That's a good thing. Okay, then we look at traits lost. I don't look at this much, but characters will gain and lose traits. Whoever this guy was, he's no longer hospitable. Whoever this guy was, he's no longer fervent. Okay, building construction. That's my big one. Oh no, there's been a lot of construction. I only have like 5,000 gold. So I probably won't get a lot done. Let's see. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to do it this way because I've already lost control of that since I already had towns that I couldn't begin new construction at. I'm going to go start that Grand Cathedral if I can. So let me turn that off. Go about here on the map is where I want to build the Abbey. And then I think after Abbey is Cathedral. So I'm 2 buildings away. That takes 12 turns. This is going to be 22 turns at the very least before I have that built. But that means I really can't follow up on all that other construction. So I won't make you watch the third. Well, I might start out. Show you the third turn where you have to really go through kind of province by province and see what's going on. Okay, so that takes care of that. Like I said, I'm not going to bother with all those since I can't really afford to do anything about it anyway. Move on to the armies. My king is going to move into position for attacking Northumbria. So let's go into regular mode. If I could attack that, yeah. See, I have to go here anyway to attack pretty much anywhere. Well, here really. Go on the other side of the bridge. There's my son's car.
On the march.
Send Edward forward.
Are the coming power.
Oh wait, let's go back to the king. Put them in fortified
Get
mode.
those fortifications up.
Edward. These guys are healing up a little bit, but we really need to move on these guys. Oh, we'll get to see a field battle.
We can
Okay.
take them.
Oh no, he may not. He ran. The cowards. I can still chase him down.
We will prevail.
All right. Yeah, we're definitely attacking. I'm assuming recording is paused at this moment. Maybe not. That's why I've been silent. Very often it has come to my mind what men of learning there were and how there were happy times then. Very often it's gone. Anyway, okay, I think the recording was paused for a second, but here's the start of the battle. You can see their units are decimated. This won't be tough. No adverse weather effects. Let's start deployment. Yeah, usually the way they deploy is I like. I haven't had to change this much. It's like my missiles. Not giving them fire arrows just because it's cool, not necessarily advantageous. Let's put them in a group. Put infantry in a group. Put my backup infantry in their own group. That might not have been John. There's been some activity in the alley other than family. Might be somebody else back there. Oh, look, they're clear over here. Group. Oh, they're trying to get me to attack uphill. Pretty smart. I don't blame them. But I'm gonna grab everybody, and then you can use the arrow keys to slide your units around. I'm gonna slide up the. Oh, I won't let me go that far. Hold on. Yeah, he wants me to attack uphill. Yeah, I am going to change the battle order a little bit. Because I don't want to... I can come up... I'm still coming uphill, but not as steeply and not for as long. But move everybody over here. So let's grab the missiles. I can just do it this way. Move them here. Grab my front row. Put it there. Grab my reservists. Put them there. Cavalry tied in against them here. Cavalry, where's my guys? And when you hold down the shift key to see where your guys are, it also removes a lot of the foliage. So it helps you see where you can position people. Okay, so now my guys are positioned. Now we start the battle.
Cavalry charge to the rear
Now
of
we
an enemy
control
formation
all.
can be devastating.
Move forward.
Cavalry in the reserve,
Over.
and then hammer the flank or rear of the
I have
enemy.
to get about there before the battle commences. I'll be getting too close for my archers to be effective. When that happens, I can drop behind my melee units, but then there's that risk that they'll shoot their own comrades in the back. But they knew the risk when I forced them to join my army.
John Fulton now, lads. We outmanned them.
Okay, might as well move forward further. They haven't budged.
They will know fear.
Their leader is a horseman. That's common with the Welsh armies.
The odds are on our side.
That might be a fun way to play. Yeah, you can play any of the factions. This was just... the game's basically based on Alfred's experience as King of England. Those guys up a little bit. Cavalry. Where are my cavalry?
See, they flee before our might.
Bring them around here. Whoa.
Drive the horses.
Let's go here.
Missiles, watch
Oh, that's the edge of the map. Yeah, there's an edge of the map where you can't go beyond. That's... if you guys are fleeing, that's where they'll go. It's for that map edge, so you can't hunt them down. To confront those dudes. Reservist up here. Look, they're in charge. Well, their king's horsemen are moving. Where's my horseman on that side? That's these guys. I want these guys. Attack their cavalry if I can find them. These guys. I need to move. Fire back over here. Fire back there.
Annihilate them! On the double! Battle awaits us!
Huh. It's another battle. It kind of ended before it started almost. Keep this guy in. There's still some fighting here.
Don't hold back!
Pierce them.
Hit hard!
my leader? Here he is. My cavalry chasing down fleeing people. Oh, they ran off the map.
Our general is under attack. The enemy general is dead.
No, I'm gonna shoot into my guys. Stop them from fleeing. Slaughter them.
Strike now!
These guys are off the map already. There's just a few stragglers to capture. Oh, guys, just
Making ready.
kind of restrict their movement. That kind of helps bring them down. Still one guy holding out. Now he's down. All right. Yeah, see, that's more normal. A field battle, you lose a lot less guys. You're not scaling walls and getting boiling oil poured on your back and that sort of thing. And I see here I'll have the option. I captured 59 guys. 4% of them will join my side. That's like 2 guys. Maybe 3 of them.
Glory we must.
And that wiped out. I killed him. And I think it wiped out his faction. No, he's still got a couple towns left. So
The men are ready to serve.
I can still move forward. Okay, let's knock out one of those towns right now.
To glorious combat.
You have to, these little, the big towns you have to besiege. These little ones you can either occupy or sack.
Without fail.
All right, now he's down to 1 town. That faction will be off the map here in a little bit. And that's one of my victory conditions, I believe. Check this out. Under missions. Oh, I have no missions left. I think I just picked a fight with this guy. Yeah, again, yeah, I wanted to control that town so I could further the glory of God by building a big cathedral there. Okay, we already knew he's disloyal, right? Punk. And we already knew this town was not happy. Okay, so other armies. That was Edward. Already moved. The king has already moved closer to attacking Northumbria.
Serve well.
Edward's nearly finished conquering Wales. Alfred's. I built a tavern in Norwich that boosts morale of the army, so as long as they stay in this province. One of the reasons I keep them camping in that province. Also, sometimes your guys can upgrade. There'd be little up arrows or up carrots if they had an upgrade waiting. There's none of those. They might move into an area which could provide better armor or something than what they had. So it's good to check every once in a while. It's also good to move them around every once in a while. Like this guy's in this area, the London area, where there's no upgrades available. It's unlikely to change, but let's go across the line into whatever province this is and see if there's any new. Look at that. Oh my god, they can all update. I don't have enough money to do it, but look, the king, he can upgrade, not the king, but the general, to better armor. What do I do? Archers are my main thing. And this only costs 25 to upgrade these guys. Let's do upgrade all the archers. I don't think I'm going to be able to upgrade everybody. Gives them bonus armor and weaponsmithing. So better armor and weapons, excellent. I still have 916 left. Spearmen are mostly peasants too, so I kind of like to give them upgrades. Only 25, let's do that. Gives them better armor and weapons. easy mode, cavalry's, I mainly use it to ride down guys that are fleeing, so it'd be more important to upgrade the swords guys. Yeah, again, just better armor and weapons. Axemen, same story. Axemen too are peasants. I should have upgraded him first. Oh, look, I have 666 gold left. I don't like that number. Let's upgrade all the cavalry units. Cool. Alright, you can also, in addition to just upgrade their weapons, sometimes you can retrain them. None of those guys have retraining available. Alright, so, good turn. Let's go into camp. Enjoy our new stuff. Look, these guys can all up. Oh, shit. I just moved him by accident, but that's alright. His job was to help out over here, and not going to need any help. I moved too far to go into camp. But look, yet again, I can upgrade their stuff. Peasants first. These are, even though they're... Oh no, look. Yeah, those guys are... Yeah, late in the game, some of these later armies, I started building pretty much all professional armies. These are actually professional spearmen, not peasants. So, kind of jumped the gun there, but ordinarily I wouldn't have upgraded them first. I would have upgraded these guys fjord, because they're furred, whatever. They're peasants. So are all your archers. Ah, I'm out of money. Can't upgrade anybody else. Okay. But remember that next turn I can upgrade those guys. Edgar.
Have trained for this.
He's the guy guarding Cornwall. And there were upgrades available. I have the money to do it. Osoph. He's the new all-professional army. I'm out of money, so I can't raise it any higher up. And that's kind of a good place for him to be. I'm going to put him in camp.
I want a full patrol rota.
Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to move him. Wait.
As you were, men.
Oh, yeah, I think I did that on purpose. Moved on and put him in
Get those
camp. Okay.
fortifications up.
All right. Armies moved. Don't have any money to spend in provinces. Okay. I think you got to see all three kinds of battle. Me supporting a guy. Me besieging a place. And me fighting a field battle. But yeah, I just want to show you guys what the game looked like in case you want to put that in the mix of games you play. There is a multiplayer version. It might be like a battle thing where you just fight each other. There's also kind of a campaign mode. At least there was in one of the earlier games, Crusader, where you and other people could play on the same campaign map. You know, just it'd be kind of a slow-moving, kind of like a chess by mail kind of thing. You play your turn, and then once everybody had played their turn, you know, the game would advance, and you could play your next turn. But if anyone's interested in playing it, I'd be happy to talk to you about it, or try playing it with you if that's a possibility. But again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thanks for helping me get the most enjoyment out of 76 that is possible. It's been great playing with you guys and the other guys we've met in the field. Again, wishing all of you happy holidays. Y'all take care. Bye.